Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Sonic Generations. In the last episode, we collected all the red rings in the Genesis era. In today's episode, I'm going to be looking at the various challenges of this era here. The first challenge right here, this is another doppelganger race. We've already seen what this is. This is pretty much a race to the finish of the level against your doppelganger, which... honestly, I don't really need to explain these. Whenever I go over these challenges, they're not going to be very long. I'm cutting to the end. I'm not going to be showing all the challenges because, or like the full entirety of the challenges, because we'd be sitting here for an hour and a half. So I figured I'd do the logical thing and like show them off in like little increments here. The second one here that I've done the second challenge. This is challenge number 3. This is with Knuckles here. We have to race Knuckles to the end of the stage. And another thing with this level in particular is there are big badniks. You'll see it here in a few seconds, but big badniks. You can't destroy them. You cannot destroy them. What you have to do is you have to actually use them as platforms. Like right here, there's a gigantic Motobug. All you can do is just stun it. And what it does is it kind of jettisons you upwards. Same with the Buzz Bomber there. But that's how you advance in the level. Is pretty much you have to use them to kind of propel yourself upwards. I got a really bad ring that one. That one was pretty bad. Now this one here is challenge number 4 of Act 1 of Green Hill. This one is a swing set challenge. This is pretty much you have to use these swing sets right here in order to get to the goal ring. Now this one's kind of a simple concept. It's really not too hard. It's not too difficult at all. All you have to do is play waiting game, which I know a lot of Sonic players don't want to play that game. So you just need to just be patient and just swing with the swings. It's really not that hard. And here at the very end, there's a lot of Buzz Bombers here, which you need to use in order to propel yourself up to the goal post here. I should be starting to call it goal post. Goal ring is in Act 2. But that's pretty much that challenge. And then the final challenge of Act 1 Green Hill is the Sneaker Challenge. The Sneaker Challenge is pretty much an introduction to a skill, and once you beat this level, you get that skill. Pretty much the sneakers in classic Sonic form, it makes you go faster for a limited amount of time. So they give you a bunch of sneakers here, so you need to be you go a lot faster than normal. But that's pretty much it in a nutshell. Like you'll be hearing the sped up Green Hill music like a lot, so don't mind that. But once you complete a challenge here that has a skill that you use, you actually get that skill in the skill shop. And once you complete all the challenges of a certain act in a zone, you actually kind of complete the level a little bit on the hub world. Now this one here, I can pretty much in Act 2 here, this challenge right here, you have to pretty much watch out for the crumbling platforms. So this one kind of wants you to do precision platforming a lot, so you just have to be mindful of that. It's really not too hard. You just have to be kind of quick and know when to jump and when to like get to the next platform, because they will crumble underneath you. So really, it's really not that too difficult. And once we get here, we get to the goal ring. There we go. So that's that one. Now we're moving on to Act 2, Challenge 2. This one is another of Sonic's friends kind of challenges. This one we have to race Tails while he's in the tornado. This one's kind of really easy, honestly. It looks like it'd be really hard, but it's really not too hard. It's really easy. And right here, I was having trouble getting onto that freaking spring right there. I don't understand how that happened. But you pretty much have to race Tails in this tornado. It's not hard at all. Like, it seemed like it'd be a hard challenge, but it's really not. See, as soon as I pass him, well, not here, but like here, right there, I'm like miles ahead of him at the end of the challenge. It's really, like, it seems like he would beat you, like, really easily, but don't worry about it. Now, Challenge 3 of Act 2 is another doppelganger race. I'm not going to go into explanation of a doppelganger race. I've already done this. There's going to be certain challenges that are apparent in every level. There's going to be doppelganger race. There's going to be one that involves badniks. There's going to be one that involves a skill. And then there's going to be one that involves Sonic's friends. So, I mean, like, I don't really have to go over doppelganger race. There's going to be one apparent in Act 1 and Act 2 of every zone. So, Challenge 4 here, the Jump Rush. This one kind of is tricky a little bit because you have to use these jump panels a lot in order to advance really fast in order to get the high rank. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. Like right here, you'll see it here. I tried boost and I was like, whoa, 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 fire, fire, fire. Let me go back and get on the jump pad. And once you do that, you should hit the goal ring. It's really not too difficult at all, but it's just really tricky right off the bat. You're like, whoa, fire! Don't want to run into that. And then Challenge 5 is a skill. This one pretty much just complete the challenge with 300% boost gauge. You guys can see that boost gauge. It's pretty big. So pretty much I have 300% boost power. So once I beat this level, I will unlock the skill that gives me 300% boost, and I can go purchase it at the shop. Now, one thing I didn't really go over is here at the end of the challenge here, and I'll show you as soon as we get there. We get something at the end of every challenge and every zone that we complete. We get like little card things. I don't know what they. I think you'll see it. It'll say that I got 269 points. What that does is essentially I can use it. That's the currency of this game. That allows me to go to the shop and buy skills with it. So every time you complete one, yeah, I see I got a little blip here that says you got some new skills to come by the store, pick them up, which I'll show it off here at the end of this episode what the skill shop is. But one thing I'm going to be doing, and I'm only going to be doing it this act in Green Hill. That's it. After every challenge, I mentioned this when we did the challenges the first time, if you ring the bell on top of the challenge gate, a little musical note will come out, and you'll have a little time limit in order to get it. Right here, see? Right here. Yellow indicates a music, blue indicates art. So, go pick those up, and then you'll have complete gallery. Now here in Chemical Plant Zone, the first challenge I'm doing here is one with Classic Tails. Pretty much you need to use Classic Tails in order to guide over these little pits over here that Sonic can't normally jump. Now, this one is a reenactment of Classic Tails, what Tails did in the Classic series, especially in Sonic 3. He'd help Sonic fly, essentially. And that kind of helped. I like that they did this challenge. This one's one of my favorite challenges, just for that reason. It's really good, and it's not like focused, oriented on speed. But anyways, challenge 2 of Act 1 of Chemical Plant is, I do believe it's on... What is this one? Oh, is this the Switch one? Yeah, this is the Switch one, I think. I'll have to go and check. I think this is the Switch one. I didn't really read it right before that. Yeah, this is the Switch one. Pretty much you have to go through the entirety of stage flipping these switches here. They make these little platforms move, and the switches get rid of grades like that. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. This one is really, really lengthy. You guys can see it. I'm already 3 minutes on the clock. That one takes a long time to do. I still got an A rank. But anyways, this one is another skill challenge. This is the Aqua Shield challenge. This is one of my favorite skills. This is an introduction to the Aqua Shield, or the Bubble Shield, what I like to call it. This is a shield from Sonic 3, which you can use to bounce, like this, to kind of do little ground pounds and stuff like that in order to get higher. And what else it does is it makes you invulnerable to drowning. So that's a good little tactic there. This is the challenge which you unlock this skill. So you can unlock this skill in all the acts in Act 1 if you want to, if you equip this skill. Now, Challenge 4 here is another doppelganger race, which honestly I'm not really going to go over. We're just going to beat Mr. Doppelganger to the end of the stage, which won't take very long, so it won't be that big of a deal. So there we go. Now we completed that one. And what did I get? Did I get I got a B rank. You know, and it got a 1 minute 44 on there. Now the last one of Act 1, a chemical plant. This is the invincibility challenge. This will kind of teach us how to use invincibility. So this is, once we get this, we'll get the invincibility box right off the bat. And invincibility, it just lasts a couple seconds. And really, I like how they do this challenge because they make it like thousands of spikes you have to cross with invincibility. So there's that. So we completed that challenge. And now for the next challenge, after we do that, we'll complete half of Chemical Plant Zone. I do like that they do that though. They like, you know, it's still kind of like grayish in some areas, but once you complete all these challenges, it'll kind of fill in. But here we go. Act 2, Challenge 1 of Chemical Plant Zone. This one is a hard challenge. This is the one ring challenge. You are only allowed to have one ring the entire challenge. And you have to hold on to that one ring the whole entire challenge. You can actually lose it, but that's the only ring you're going to get. So you want to get it back once you get hit. So be careful this. And plus, they have a lot of enemies that are all over the place. They got a lot of stuff that can hurt you, so be careful of that. See, I've already got 0 rank. I lost it. I think I lost it during the free fall segment of this challenge, which I didn't show off, but there we go. We completed it. And that one's really hard, though, so that's a really good challenge. And now we're going to take on another doppelganger race, which you just beat him. Honestly, in Chemical Plant, there's a lot of shortcuts, I will say this, and you can use them to your advantage to beat that said doppelganger. So like that, there's a little shortcut right there. You'll get a little bit faster. And then here's another shortcut right at the end of the stage, which we got with the red ring, so booyah. It'll be going a lot faster with that way. So there's that doppelganger race. So now we're going to take on the Grapping with the Grabbers. This is another Badnik challenge. What we have to do is we have to avoid all these grabbers. These grabber enemies, I didn't really go over what they did. If you stand underneath them, they will grab you and they will shake you. And if you use the left stick in order to break free, you can either not get hit and lose all your rings and just stay safe. So now we're taking on the last one, which is the Underwater Ring Machine. These challenges appear quite often, actually, in Act 2. What you have to do for this one is there's going to be a machine that's flying around all over the place and spitting out all these rings here. What you need to do, and the goal of this level, is you need to collect 100 rings out of this guy. You need to collect 100 rings and keep them to the end of the stage. So make sure that you keep all your rings that you pick up. So just be mindful of that. And once you be able to do that, you can actually pick up rings and they will count towards your score right there. So don't worry that you have to collect all of them from that machine. So you don't need to worry about that. But there we go. Now with that, we will completely restore Chemical Plant Zone here. So now we only have one zone left to take care of. The first the first challenge of Act 1 of Sky Sanctuary is nothing but another doppelganger race. Honestly, I don't need to go over this. Pretty much, Sky Sanctuary, like I said before, there's 3 paths you can take. Really, I would say don't even bother trying to go for the higher path. That's really not a shortcut at all, so don't even worry about that. Just go forward with the middle or bottom path. But there we go. Now, Act 1, Challenge 2, this is another Badnik challenge here. Pretty much, the Egg Robos have taken over. And you're going to be doing a lot of platforming in this level, so be careful of that. There's going to be a lot of Egg Robos here that are going to be in your way whenever you're doing these little hanging on the bar handles here. There's going to be a lot of Egg Robos, so be careful whenever they shoot you. And then, introduction to these ones you can use to jump this way. But really, it's really annoying whenever they're shooting you, whenever you're on those little platforms trying to swing up to the next one. But here we go. Challenge 3 of Act 1. This is an interesting one, and the scenery changed in this one. It's now nighttime in Sky Sanctuary Zone. Pretty much what you have to do is you have to get to these teleporters to advance in the challenge. So you have to go up here, and then they'll jettison you this way. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. It's just like a lot of the gimmicks that were in Sky Sanctuary Zone, they want you to do in challenges. So it's really not too bad. That challenge is actually really easy. So just be mindful of where the teleporters are at. That's all I can really say on that issue. Now, Challenge 4 of Act 1 of Sky Sanctuary. The Ring Time Challenge. This is another skill you can use. You have a skill called Ring Time, which you can only use 5 times during this challenge. What Ring Time does is it makes all enemies turn into rings around you. All enemies that appear here, they will turn into rings. But it's only a limited amount of time. It's not an invincibility, but it just kind of insta-kills all the enemies. You can only use it 5 times, and I used all of them 5 times here. And another thing you have to do for this challenge is you have to have 80 by the end of it. So be mindful of your ring count too whenever you're doing this challenge. And then the final challenge of Act 1 of Sky Sanctuary is a race against Amy Rose. So pretty much you have to use this UFO to pretty much race Amy while she's doing a spin with her Pico Pico hammer. It's really not that hard. I'm going to say that right now. She's really slow. And not only that, whenever she hits you, she pushes you forward. So, as you can see, I was miles ahead of her at the end of this challenge. So, don't even worry about that. And with that, now we have completed half of the challenges in Sky Sanctuary and restored about half of it back. I like that they did this touch, though. I really do like this, so that it kind of gives you incentive to do these challenges. Now, Challenge 1 of Act 2 of Sky Sanctuary is an homage to Sonic Adventure 2 in a way. You're using Knuckles here to find treasure, which is what he did in Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Adventure 1. He used radars to find treasures. He was a treasure hunter in those games. Pretty much you have this little arrow here showing you where you are, and you use Knuckles with the triangle in order to get these medals. Now, the end of this level, you need to have 35 medals by the end of this level, so be mindful of that. And it really does take a long time. As you can see, it took me 3 minutes to do. Now, Challenge 2 of Act 2 of Sky Sanctuary is a 200% boost gauge challenge. So once you beat this one, you'll get 200% boost gauge. But the thing is, though, with this one, another gimmick that's implemented here, these little springs that kind of propel upwards. So that's kind of a little gimmick of this level here, but it gives you 200% boost power, which I do like. So once you get that, you'll be able to unlock that skill. Now for Challenge 3 of Act 2, Sky Sanctuary, this one, I like this one. This one is using balloons. You have to homing attack these balloons in order to propel yourself forward, and how to get to higher heights and everything. So I like this challenge. It's really fun, and honestly, I really do like that they did this. See, look, I like that. That's fun. All I have to do is tap X. That's it. But this segment right here, it kind of gets annoying a little bit because there's so many balloons and you just pop all of them. You're like, oh no, I don't mean to fall. I do like that challenge though, so there you go. Challenge 5 of Act 2 of Sky Sanctuary is High Speed Hijinks. All the enemies in this level are going super fast. And they will shoot super fast, so you need to kill them really, really fast. So that's the gimmick of this level. It's just all the enemies are going super fast and they're shooting really fast, so you need to be mindful of that. See, look, I took a hit right there. But once you complete this level, you will have completed all the challenges of the Genesis era. So now we have completely 100% of the Genesis era. So there we go. Now everything is completely restored and everything. Now I went and got all the goodies off screen and the bells on the gate there. Now I'm going to be showing you guys something right here I didn't really show. This is the skill shop. You can use all the points that you collected from levels and everything. You can buy these skills here. I'm not going to be buying these skills. I think the only thing I'm going to be buying is a Sega Genesis controller. The Sega Genesis controller, if you buy this, you unlock the ability to go play Sonic 1, the original Sonic the Hedgehog. You'll be able to play it right off the bat, and it's going to be in the Green Hill Zone Act. You'll see it. If you guys saw that there was like a small Genesis console right there, that's what it's for. But pretty much you can buy your skills here, and you can equip your skills here. Now, mindful with the skills though, you're able to only equip a certain number of them, so be mindful of what you equip on your Sonic here. So, but anyways, in the next episode of Let's Play Sonic Generations, we are going to be taking on the first act of the next era, the Dreamcast era. So I will see you guys in the next episode.